The road back to a dollar ADA is paved as Cardano enters a weekend of resistance. Will Cardano choose to take this road back to a dollar or will it fail at resistance? And what's up with Genius Yield, an up and coming Cardano project that is proving itself to be way more than just a DEX? What is up, everyone? Welcome to Crypto Capital Venture. Thank you for coming by. Hit the like, hit the subscribe on the way in. This is a Cardano video. This is Cardano on the daily chart. Here's Cardano on the monthly chart. We're going to dig into it specifically now versus 2019. And I tweeted something along these lines, and I want to dig into the data. What's going on there? What are the similarities, the comparison? What is meaningful between those two data points on this monthly chart, the macro chart? Let's jump into this video. And I want to start and I want to backtrack a little. I want to go all the way back to on-chain metrics. This is total value locked across all chains. It's worth noting. It really is, because Cardano's sitting at 23 right now. I think the last video I did, it was 24. It's a slow and steady progress. The DeFi world for Cardano is just getting started. It is just getting ready to explode. And this is a fun story to tell. It is probably the most intriguing on-chain metrics to watch for Cardano right now, sitting at 325 million TVL, total value locked. That's with the staking option turned on. That's bringing into play the governance tokens on the protocol. But here's what I wanted to point out in this video: 325 million, and we're going to continue tracking this. It's important. I really do think it is. I think it's a nice picture of the growth of Cardano. But a 10x from here, right, would bring Cardano over 3 billion in TVL. Over 3 billion in TVL, which that's kind of just a starting point for Cardano and the ecosystem that I believe is getting ready to happen. I am so confident in a 10x for Cardano that would bring Cardano into the top 10 in regards to TVL. It will be very much on the map. And right now, Cardano being very much ignored, that's not going to be possible when it's in the top 10 and making moves towards the upper top 5. And I think this is exciting for me to track because I've been tracking Cardano for so long and we've seen the milestones hit. And this is another one that I'm so confident that it's going to be hit. If you're out there and you're an ADA holder and you're just a supporter of the project, you've seen these milestones being hit. You've seen Cardano, the underdog, just overcoming all of the negativity that gets thrown its way and just proving everybody wrong. It's fun to track that. And this is a big part of that story. It's the story of growth. It's the story we track on the charts, the story of growth across the fundamental milestones: Shelly hard fork, Mary hard fork, Alonzo and the smart contracts, the Vassal hard fork coming this summer. So much happening. And to tell the story, this is happening on chain. You see these projects starting to accumulate. And this is what it is, everybody. It's a graph, of course. Almost, you see Cardano almost hitting an all-time high in TVL like almost every day. But here's the thing. This line of all-time highs in TVL, it has a story behind it. There are multiple ingredients that make up this line and what you see happening. And that is people. It's innovation. It's ideas. It's the team. It's communities. It's projects. And it's projects like Genius Yield is one of them. Genius Yield, I want to just give a special shout out. I am extremely happy, excited, grateful to have them on board as a CCV sponsor. They're sponsoring this video, so shout out to Genius Yield. And this project, I'm telling you, everyone, keep an eye on this project. It is way more than just a DEX. This is created to be an all-in-one DeFi ecosystem with concentrated liquidity pools, AI-managed trading strategies on the platform, yield farming provisions, and so much more. And the team is impressive behind this as well. And on top of that, they have this accelerator called Genius X that we're going to cover eventually as well, that is so compelling. It's so intriguing to me, and I'm really keen to learn more. But Genius X is basically an accelerator program bringing in Cardano projects and helping them grow in every phase of growth that all of these Cardano projects are needing to go through. So Genius X, a huge part of the story as well. Genius Yield making moves in terms of what they're building. They have a really cool roadmap down here that we can go through in detail as it's happening, right? But right now, 2021 Q4 ISPO, many of you are very aware of. Q1 Genius Dex testnet, Genius Dex launch, reward program, Smart Liquidity Vault white paper, and a lot of these things. I recorded a video yesterday and I'm having it edited. Should be out next week. I'm excited for you all to watch it, digging into all of these things, digging into Genius Yield project. So please, if you're on Twitter, go follow them on Twitter. And this is a project that I really think that you should watch on Cardano ecosystem, because this is a project that's playing into the story that we're talking about, the story that we're watching. That is one of them, Genius Yield. And this is the chart, the TVL chart, breaking all-time highs. It's awesome to see. So I'll put a link in the description for Genius Yield. And once again, shout out to them for sponsoring this video. Let's dig before we go to this chart, the monthly chart, and actually talk about the case for Cardano revisiting a dollar. Let's real quick. I want to just start here. This is more data, on-chain metrics data. This is from Into the Block, and this is talking about all-time highers and lowers. What is that? Okay, so an all-time higher is an address with a balance that bought within 20% of the token's all-time high price. So that's the blue line that you see here on the screen. It's an address with a balance that bought within 20% of token's all-time high price. And an all-time lower is an address with a balance that bought within 20% of the token's all-time low price. So I want to focus real quick on the blue, the all-time highers, the people essentially, to put it very simply, buying the top. Look at that. That was September 6, 2021. And let's actually go to a daily chart to pinpoint where that is on here. So we're talking about September 6th, right here. That is where this chart is peaking. Now, that's some interesting stuff. And the reason I'm bringing this up because it plays into the charts. It is the single-handedly most valuable lesson, not only in bull market highs, but also in bear market lows and bear trend lows. This is what the lesson is. Any emotion that is there, make every single effort to push it aside. Get emotion out of the way and don't make decisions based on emotion. And everything I'm telling you, this is not financial advice. I have to say that. I have to let you know this is data and these are my opinions and I'm sharing them with you because I feel like a lot of us are on just the same journey, even mentally in this crypto game. But a lot of people bought here. They bought the top and that was a on-chain metric visualization right there. If you look at the RSI, the slower moving momentum oscillator, right here, Cardano was overbought for months and people were buying in. Now, historically, across all cryptocurrencies and even financial markets, when you have a monthly that's overbought, it pretty much always calms down, right? If not enters a large retracement. So when you get into these areas where crypto's going parabolic and that emotion sets in where it's just like, man, this is never going to stop. Especially because we all believe in crypto, right? So when it's going up, we're just kind of not surprised and we're like, let's enjoy the ride. That emotion of it though, that says this is just not going to stop. And people are FOMOing in, they're buying in, they have that fear of missing out. That's the feeling to ignore. And so I'm bringing this up because to the inverse of that, on the inverse of that, the same is true. And here we are on the inverse of it right now. Check this out. This is Cardano on the stock RSI, the quicker moving momentum oscillator. It is oversold. We have the K line not crossing above the D line just yet, that blue above the red, but it's setting up to. There could certainly be a little bit more downtrend, but in my view, the bottom is very, very close, if not here, right? We know we have a 50-cent target to the downside. Please be very careful out there, everybody. I'm not saying the bottom is here, but the bottom is extremely close from historical data alone. And if we remove emotions, right, we just remove it all, the bottom is very close. And this very simple stock RSI, Cardano doesn't have a lot of data, right, in terms of the momentum oscillator. We don't even have what was going on the momentum oscillator back here, right, in the bear market low of 2018. But, you know, things like Bitcoin do. And when we see these oscillators getting into these environments, the stock RSI, look at this. The stock RSI is oversold here. I mean, it's not under the 30 line, but historically from the perspective of where Cardano has been in recent lows on the macro back here, Cardano is like in that vicinity. So I just want to be very mindful of that as we start digging into the charts now. And at the end of the day, everybody, this has been this doing videos on Cardano in this downtrend is not the most fun thing ever to be doing. But I started this YouTube channel at the top of the last bull market, and I covered the entire bear market, and we've been through it all. And I'm not going to stop now. I'm not going to stop now. Cardano and the projects on it, it's definitely my main interest in crypto right now. It's why I cover it so much. People joke Cardano Capital Venture, but it doesn't matter. I just see the most opportunity in Cardano and its ecosystem. It's so obvious to me. If you have enough patience, I think it's going to play out. So that's Cardano on the monthly. I just wanted to reiterate some really important things in regards to just basic principles. And principle number one really is leave emotions out of it. Just watch the charts and what are they telling us? And Cardano is right now entering an area where we've been before in 2019, right here, right? And Cardano at that time, what did it do? It bottomed out. It bottomed out right here. Started making its move to the upside. Unfortunately, COVID set in. We got another capitulation. What would have happened if COVID never happened? That could have been, very well could have been. This could have been the bottom for Cardano before making its move to the upside. And only history will tell us, right? What happens. And here we are again in a similar situation. Let's go to the daily. Let's talk about this. This was because I recorded this video already and had some technical issues. So I messed up the chart, but here is, well, this is actually the weekly. The first things first is just to get out of the way. We've hit, as you know, the ascending broadening wedge target 80 cents, and we've been consolidating really for weeks since it happened. That's number one. But number two, to talk about the daily chart and the move to $1, this is why I just think it's set up. It's potentially going into this weekend. I'm not saying it could happen, but it could be tested. And it actually is starting now, right? The confirmation test that we're looking for. And that's this box right here. Cardano keeps revisiting this box. That box is always a moving box to the downside in the last 6 or 7 months. And it's very simple. It's the 50-day moving average and it's a 20-day moving average. It's those two areas of resistance for Cardano. Cardano making its way in the short term to the 20-day moving average. Actually, as I do this video, there's 11 minutes left on the daily chart. We might get a daily close above the 20-day moving average. I want to note, last time Cardano kind of made a move like that, that's a 20-day moving average close or candle close above the 20-day moving average. Right here, it did make that move to the 50-day moving average. The reason I'm bringing that up is because that 50-day moving average, right around 96 cents, that could be a scenario where Cardano's making a move. Maybe it trades above it briefly. That dollar resistance is up there. So not only do we have this is Cardano's 15-cent resistance area, huge resistance, because we have the 50-day, the 20-day resistance box, but then we just have that mental barrier up to $1. And it'll be very interesting to see if the bulls do step in any way above this 20-day moving average and we don't get resistance right away at the beginning of this box. But if the bulls step in, it'll be very interesting to see what they do and what the markets do as it approaches $1. Will it be tested again? And then we're just watching. We're just waiting for confirmation. This has been it. This is the story of Cardano. It keeps doing this. It's making these moves, and we can take our bars pattern as we always do, and we can say, all right, here, what are we looking for? Well, the similar move is right back here that we saw before, the 20-day moving average close, and then it gets brought up to the 50-day moving average for resistance, and then it falls. Like, is this in play right now? Look, that could be in play. This is what we'd be waiting for. That's the move that we're anticipating. This isn't to predict what's going to happen. It's to anticipate a scenario. And just as well, what we'd be waiting for confirmation to the upside is this, the break above it. Boom. And then support above the 50-day moving average. This is the reversal confirmation that we're looking for. And we just have not had it at all for months and months and months. And we just keep tracking it. And we keep every time Cardano is testing this 50-day moving average box, the 50-day moving average to 20-day moving average box, we track it, we watch, it just keeps failing. So the question I have going into this weekend is it going to fail again, or can the bulls break through to the upside? It'll be interesting to see what crypto markets in general do, and if they do make a move to the upside, will Cardano follow in that same path? The path is there though, and we've tested it many times on the way down. What will happen this time? Surely there will be a time when we're doing a video and we're showing that Cardano bulls have broken above. And until then, we're patient, right? So those are my thoughts, everybody, just across all of Cardano right now. These are my thoughts on what's going on from a charting perspective and price perspective, but also the on-chain data, the all-time highs in TVL that we're seeing. And again, special thanks to Genius Yield for sponsoring this video. Appreciate you all. So hit the subscribe, hit the like. I'll see you in the next video. God bless.